Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much. I'm so grateful for all of your love, your support, kindness, gratitude. I'm just so grateful for all of you just for being here, taking the time to show up for yourself, to do this work, to heal. It's healing for you. Healing for me. Thank you all so much. I'm so grateful to be of service to help you on your journey. So today's pick a card, we're going to talk about healing your addictions, healing your codependency. What are you codependent on? What needs to be healed? What are you addicted to? We're just going to dig into it, okay? So pile one, we have gratitude. Here we go. How to bittersweet. And then pile three, acceptance. Okay. Alright, so we have pile one, pile two, and pile three. Okay. Just use your intuition to pick a pile. If you pick more than one pile, that's okay too. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and you leave the rest. Okay. Timestamps will be linked below. See you in your reading. Thank you. Everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I'm so grateful to have you here. Thank you for showing up for yourself and doing this work. So pile one, you chose gratitude. Okay, what are you addicted to? Codependent? So by looking at this card, gratitude, I feel many of you are probably codependent on validation and affirmation from other people, receiving affirmation from others to feel good about yourself. To feel good about yourself, to feel good about who you are, your sense of worth, your sense of who you are, and what you're here to do in life, okay? I feel that the more people affirm you, the more out of control the codependency feels, or the more you feel like you need more. You know, like if you get validation or compliments from a few people, it just kind of fuels the fire to make you feel like you need more. You need more people to give you compliments. You need more validation. You need more people to affirm you, affirm what you're doing, affirm, just affirm your sense of being, okay? Affirm your sense of being. And this can be very exhausting, but it could also be very that's not the way to grow. That's not the way to, this attachment that you have to affirmation is dangerous because it continues to get more and more out of control. The more you receive, it's like the more the hole or the gap widens. The larger it gets. It's like it's never enough for you. You know, when a few people affirm you and validate you, it's like you feel like you need more, and you need more, and you need more. And it's a constant cycle of needing and wanting more and still not feeling fulfilled, still not feeling, that sense of value that you're yearning to feel, that sense of like who you are and that sense of affirmation. And it's because you have to give it to yourself. You have to affirm yourself. No one can fill this void of affirmation other than you. You know, you have to be your number one fan. You have to be the one that's telling yourself, you know, great job. I'm proud of you. Keep doing a great job. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're talented. You have to compliment yourself. You have to affirm yourself. You have to give yourself what you are expecting for everyone else to give you. And the more you give this to yourself, the more you're able to fill your own cup, love yourself even more, and let go of public opinion. Let go of what people are saying and what people are thinking, and you know what they don't say and what they don't tell you. But you know that they like what you're doing, but they don't tell you, and it hurts. That's because that void is there, and that void needs to be healed. You got to put that love there. You know, when you're on your path and you're following your path, following the universe, following the higher power, you know, you have to say to yourself, as long as I have approval, if you believe in the higher power of the universe, as long as you, okay, so something with the throat chakra here, okay? I don't know what that's about, and that may be something too, speaking up for yourself, okay? Speaking up for yourself and using your voice to advocate for yourself and to affirm yourself. But anyway, as long as you have the affirmation and the approval from the higher power of the universe, how could you not approve of yourself? How could you still be seeking others to approve you and affirm you when you've already been approved by the highest of all? You know? I mean, no shade, no tea, but what's a human to the higher power? What's a human to, like, okay, thank you. I'm grateful for what you have to say. Grateful for that affirmation. But the higher power approves me and is approving what I'm doing. So how dare I seek anyone else's approval? Absolutely not. You know, like, if you approve me, great. But I've already been approved. I've been validated. I've been stamped. You know, you got to walk in that. Like, really let that sink in. You know, like, as long as my creator approves, that's it. So there's an addiction to work, okay? There's a codependency on work. And this could be Eight of Pentacles. This could be something that fuels this needing affirmation, needing, to be affirmed, needing to be validated through your work, the type of things you're creating, the type of things that you're doing. So, you may call yourself like, you're working hard, putting in the work, doing what you're supposed to do, but it could be because you're seeking approval. You're seeking that validation from others. You're seeking others to see how hard you're working, to tell you how great of a job you're doing. These are things you're going to have to tell yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't work hard, but don't be a workaholic. Be in flow with creating and working. Don't push work when you should be taking a break or taking a day off or taking a time out. Okay? Don't keep working, and you're like, okay, I'm doing this because I got to put the work in. Don't do it for others. Do it for what you have been told to do, guided to do, and for yourself. Okay? Really detaching your sense of worth. Some of you may have an addiction to money. Okay? With the Four of Pentacles here, or there could be a greed addiction, feeling greedy, feeling like you don't have enough. It could be scarcity, feeling like you don't have enough, or addicted to negative thinking, negative thought patterns as well. If you are having addiction to money, you have to ask yourself, is this about because you don't feel good enough without money, or you don't feel, you don't know your worth outside of your money, outside of your things? Okay? Ask yourself these questions. And is it causing for you to overwork, to have more? Because some of you may be overworking because you feel like you don't have enough and you don't feel like you're ever going to have enough. Or there's an addiction to work because you want more money to be able to, again, get that affirmation from people. Like, the more money you make, the more people are like, great job, you're amazing, you're awesome. These are things you have to tell yourself. And if people tell you this, then that's just the bonus. That's the cherry on an already whole and complete iced cake. The cake was already great. It didn't need a cherry. It's already delicious. But now the cherry just adds a little something that it's a nice compliment. That's it. You have to do it for yourself first. You have to fill yourself up. And you have to be firm in it and not waver. And, it's going to be a balance. Like some days you may not feel like affirming yourself. Or some days you may slip back into needing that affirmation from people and still maybe feeling like, okay, you're not trying to overwork, but you're going back into overworking. Because, maybe you feel like people are hating on you and that's fueling you, getting into really affirming yourself and not letting other people's opinion sway or move you any way possible. You should be so firm in who you are, grounded in who you are, and, this knowing that you are amazing. And you've been already approved from the higher power. So no one can stop that. And no one should be able to shake that feeling and, uproot you and make you, feel differently about yourself, So we have your vanity. So there's this thing of needing, you see this again, is that you see this person is here and these other people are watching, and this person is again this seeking approval from others and not feeling good or satisfied about yourself unless you have that. So there is an addiction there, and again, this is not something that cannot be healed. You probably have to go back to childhood, because it's probably started in childhood where you felt like you had to do things to get affirmed. Okay, no one was there to affirm you. No one was really there to, or maybe someone was there, but it wasn't enough. You needed more, because maybe like if you had one parent affirming you and telling you great job, and then the other parent wasn't doing it, that still hurts. That's pain. Or it could be something else. So go back to childhood, because you have the wisdom to heal this. You have the wisdom to heal this, okay? This is something that again, I do feel like it's really based with childhood, but this is something that is going to open up your heart more, and you're going to open up yourself more to receiving more love and affirmation from the higher power, and you give it to yourself. And the more you affirm yourself, the more affirmation is just going to come out of nowhere from just so many other people. Like, so many people will just, you've been waiting for this affirmation when you were, you weren't really aware that you were addicted to it. But it's like when you were waiting for all of this affirmation before, you may not have received what you thought you deserved. And then you let it go and you heal it and you affirm yourself and keep telling yourself you're proud of yourself. You're doing a great job. Then it's like the floodgate opens. All these people are recognizing. All these people are noticing. Now you're getting the type of affirmation that you've always deserved because you did it for yourself first. And you allowed the higher power to affirm you. A lot of times I don't feel that we allow that. Like, really just like take that in, how much we are loved and affirmed and approved, even when we feel like we don't deserve it. We always get that approval and affirmation. There's always that grace and love, that divine love available to us. You know, so give it to yourself. You deserve it. And you're doing an amazing job. I'm proud of you. No one told you that they're proud of you. Keep up the great work. So start telling yourself that, because you deserve it. Okay, so how can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. So right now, it could be a situation that you're trying to control, you're overthinking, or you're not allowing it to flow, you're not being flexible. So you're being asked to let go and trust. It says, let love move through you today. Trust the outcome will be for your highest good. So choose love, don't choose fear. Choose love, don't choose fear, and let the love flow and let love guide you. And trust that the outcome will be for your highest good. But you need to be more flexible and more open and more stop overthinking as much and act the way you should, act accordingly when you're told to do something. Choose love, don't choose fear, and act. Am I apologizing for my truth? What part of you is apologizing for your truth and why? So, are you apologizing for who you are? Are you apologizing for, who you've been, the things that you believe in, your truth? What is your truth? And are you apologizing for it? Are you apologizing because when we think of truth, that's who we are. At our most authentic self, that's our truth. That is who we are. Our essence, our soul, our being. So are you apologizing for who you are? And if you are, why? Really ask yourself why. Why are you apologizing for who you are? And if it's because of wanting people to accept you, when you accept yourself, that's all that matters. And if those people don't accept you, you will attract people who do accept you and do love you for you. And you don't have to hide, and you don't have to have a mask on and be something that you're not, and, apologize for just being yourself. You should never apologize for being yourself. You should never apologize for living in your truth and being your most authentic self. That's your birthright. That's freedom. That's what you're here to do. You're here to live your most authentic truth, and don't apologize for who you are. So if no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe, join the Capital LOVE tribe. Comment below, let me know if this resonated. Also, keep up the great work. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You are amazing. Start loving and affirming yourself. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE tribe. Welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I'm Nicole. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself, for doing this work, for being present. Thank you so much. We have here Bittersweet. Okay, what are you addicted to? I feel like many of you are addicted to power, control. You have this addiction to wanting to control situations, wanting to be in power, wanting to be in charge, wanting to people like, okay, let me backtrack this because this is what I'm seeing. You all's energy is intense. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Many of you have been, you may have heard this before, because I feel like, I've said this on this channel quite a bit, but many of you have had a past life where you were royalty. Okay? You were a king or a queen. You are used to having people bowing down to you. You are used to having people fawning all over you. You were used to having people just doing anything you say, because it's not even just like one lifetime. I'm feeling multiple lifetimes. You've been royalty. So you're just used to it. And there's an addiction to it because it's like when you don't receive this people fawning over you or people going crazy over you or being able to control everything, being able to always be in power, when you don't have that, that makes you feel like things are not right. Okay? You just feel like there's an addiction to that. And it's because there's just a power addiction. And it's because of a lot of it is past life energy. And it's about surrendering that power and knowing that you have more power in surrendering. You are more in control, quote unquote, being out of control or relinquishing your control. That's really what this is. It's about shifting your beliefs. I mean, we're going to dig deeper, but just from what I'm picking up, it's like a belief shift, like letting go of this need to always be in control, always, there's an addiction to control. You're addicted to controlling, and for many of you, this is going back to your need to feel safe. There's a thing about you don't always feel safe. You don't always feel like basically you feel like you have to control in order to have safety. Because when you're in control, you feel what's going to happen. Different scenarios or different situations, or you're going to know. So nothing will be able to really surprise you, and you have that control and you have that power. So you're safe. That makes you feel safe. Okay? Control makes you feel safe. And so now you have to dig into, why don't you feel safe? Why do you need control to feel safe? And it's probably inner child. Probably when you were a child, you didn't feel safe. And you recognize, and I'm not saying you didn't feel safe all the time, but it could have been situations where you felt like you didn't feel safe and that you could have been controlled, or, could have been some type of trauma around someone controlling you, or, hurting you and you didn't feel like you had control. So now you feel like when you have control, you always know what could happen, what will be the outcome, how everything will turn out. You could even have like OCD, like things have to be a certain way. If things don't go a certain way, that makes you anxious, because I'm all of a sudden feeling very anxious. So there could be anxiety here. And that's because of this. You have to feel safe, but you have to create that. You have to tell your inner child they're safe. You have to create safety for yourself, peace. This is how you heal that anxiety. This is because I'm like calming down. That's how you heal that anxiety. That's how you heal your need to control. That's how you heal this need for power, quote unquote control. There's a serious addiction to it because you don't feel safe. There's a lot of anxiety around safety. You have to go back to childhood. Why didn't you feel safe? What happened to make you not feel safe? And heal it. And tell your inner child, you're safe now. You're safe. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to cause you pain. No one's going to harm you. You have to create your safety within. And that's how you let go of that addiction to control and to be so fearful of letting go, to surrender. A lot of you probably have issues with surrendering. Yeah, my heart is starting to beat hard again. I feel anxious, and it's because you feel like if you surrender, you're going to be hurt, or it triggers that inner child wound of not feeling safe, feeling like, someone's going to hurt you when you don't have control. Someone's going to harm you. You don't want to be hurt again. And you're going to have this anxiety is intense. Oh my gosh, it's just like my body is like, whew, it's really vibrating. This is a lot, So you need peace. You need peace, okay? This is about, I see many of you are healing, okay? You recognize this. You recognize that this has to be healed. This is not healthy. This does not serve you. So it's really about breaking this belief and again, doing that, telling your inner child they are safe. Whatever it is that happened, you're safe now. Creating that safety within. Okay, creating that safety within. Think about, when you think about safety, I'm feeling safe, what does that look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? Like, what does safety look like for you? What's the safe place for you? That physical place where you could go and just you feel safe. Like nothing's going to hurt you, to harm you, And when you get to that safe place, like I'm going to use myself for an example. For me, my safe place is my bed. My bed is very safe for me. I mean, it's my home, period. Anywhere in my home, but my bed particularly for me. So go to your safe space and talk to your inner child. And you may want to hold yourself. You may even want to rock. Like that may feel safe. And just nurture yourself like you're a baby. Just hold yourself and tell yourself you're safe. You're safe. Like no one's going to hurt you. No one's going to harm you. You may want to write your inner child a letter. Like, I feel you. I see you. You're safe now. This will calm this anxiety down because you have to surrender. When you surrender and trust it, your anxiety will be gone. Your addiction to power and control will be gone because you're going to be trusting that's happening for your highest good. You're moving away. You're moving away from the pain, the sorrow, the trauma. Many of you have, I'm sending you so much love because you've gone through a lot. I feel this trauma. This trauma is deep. And this trauma is fueling this obsessive need to control and this obsessive behavior. The trauma is fueling it, because your inner child is screaming like, I'm not safe. I don't feel safe, And so that fuels everything else. That fuels the need to control. That fuels the need for you to be in power, in charge all the time. Because of safety. So I really want you to find a safe place. If you haven't found a safe space, please find it. You need it as soon as possible. Because your safe space, you're going to have to start unloading in your safe space. And I want you to hold yourself And I really want you to just like really rub on yourself and hold it. You maybe want to hold a pillow. If you have a stuffed animal, that may help as well, because it's an inner child healing. You know, it's in cry. Let it out. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better, because I just feel like I'm calming down, but I feel so wrapped up. Like I feel that anxiety. And it's deep within the back area. Something with the back and the chest. It's really heavy. Knight of Swords here. Don't deny your inner child. Don't deny what you need. Don't deny the trauma. Let the trauma integrate. As painful as it is, it's so painful. I know, I'm sending you so much love. It's so painful. It hurts. Like, you gotta let that truth integrate though, because you can't heal it unless you let it integrate. You can't keep denying the truth. You can't keep denying what happened, years ago, as no, I don't think that happened, or no, they couldn't have done that to me, or no, that was too painful, there's no way. You have to let it integrate what you know to be the truth. Because the more you deny it, the more it pushes it away from integrating, from really acknowledging this is the truth. Because once you let this truth integrate, then you can heal it. Then you can heal it and forgive. But you can't until you let this truth integrate. So you having an addiction to power and control is rooted from this. From not feeling safe in this unhealed trauma. People may have told you, like, why are you so controlling? Why are you so, like, you have to be in control. You have to have power. And that's why. That's why. Okay, so we have mysticism. Many of you, again, your past lives are playing here as well. You definitely had an addiction to, again, power. You manipulated people. You use your gifts to manipulate. You have spiritual gifts, very intuitively, spiritually gifted. And you use these gifts to manipulate and to do dark things or to do selfish things. Okay? And so there could be an addiction to, or not really formed, or it could be addiction to manipulation or deception. But it's never too late. It's never too late to forgive yourself and change the story. It's never too late to change. But you have to forgive yourself, and you have to acknowledge the truth that if you do or you have manipulated, that it was wrong, you shouldn't have done it, and forgive yourself and change. That's it. It doesn't have to be, oh, because I did this before, I can never be redeemed, I can never be forgiven. You've already been forgiven from the higher power. Now you have to forgive yourself. You've already been forgiven. You've already been redeemed. But you have to do it. We have your insecurity. So all of these things are fueling insecurity within. It's creating more and more attachments, more codependency, more insecurity. There's definitely heart chakra healing that needs to be done. Many of you have this, this duality here, where it's like, sometimes you like to be on the dark side. Sometimes it feels good. And that's, again, rooted, this root chakra. Look at all of this red here. That's root chakra healing. That's safety, groundedness, home. What does home feel like? Think about what does home feel like for you? What does safety feel like? all of these things are fueling these addictions. It's because you don't feel safe. And it's unhealed trauma. That's what's fueling your addiction, these attachments that you have. Feeling attached, you know. For some of you, this unhealed trauma has caused so much damage for your life. And I'm not saying this like, your life has been horrible. I'm not saying that. When I say damage, meaning like extra karma that you've accumulated, it's just caused pain. It's caused a lot of pain, okay? And it's time for you to heal it, because this unhealed trauma has attached you to darker energies, because it's rooted in not feeling safe. This is like the core. You see here? Look at the devil here, and it's attached to the heart. It's like, this is, it all goes back to that, this unhealed trauma. And it's from childhood. And it's going to help you open up your heart chakra even more. And you're going to feel safe. You're not going to have back issues anymore and anxiety. You're going to feel safe. Okay. Do I believe I am worthy? You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you. Go out and claim the life you have dreamt of. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Maya Angelou. What did I say? Royalty. You guys are royalty. You already have your crown on. It's just time to just adjust it a little bit. Just, You've already been forgiven. Forgive yourself. You are deserving. You are worthy. Forgive yourself and forgive the people that did it to you. Don't blame yourself. Don't hold yourself hostage. Well, if I did this, it wouldn't have happened. No, don't blame yourself. Don't carry shame. It's not yours to carry. It's not you. You didn't do this to you. You were a victim. Let that truth integrate. You are deserving. You are worthy. Forgive yourself. You are loved. You are so loved. You are so loved. I'm sending you so much love, because I know this is not easy. This is painful. But this has been fueling all of these things. To whom am I comparing myself to right now? What you are able to see in another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be brought out. Shine light on this feeling of not enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. Today, stop comparing and start creating. If you're comparing yourself to others right now, stop doing that. And whatever it is that you see in them that you feel like you're comparing, or you feel like you don't have, you do have. It's ready to be brought out. It's ready to shine. It's ready to be discovered. There's no need to compare yourself. You are you, they are them. You're running your own race. No competition. Just be you, love yourself, nurture yourself. You really need to love and nurture yourself. And there's no one to compare yourself to. You are one of one. No one will be like you, and no one can do what you do. That's why you're so amazing. And you are loved, and you are deserving. All that you need and want is within you. You have everything. You have what it takes. No one told you that they love you today. I love you. I'm sending you a big hug. I'm so proud of you. Do this work. It's going to pay off. It's going to heal all this pain. I'm sending you so much love, and I'm proud of you. Keep going. You got this. You are stronger than you know. If no one told you that they love you today, I said that already. But again, I love you again. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe, join the capital LOVE tribe. Comment below. Let me know if it's resonated. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading. everyone. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Welcome back to the Divine Healing Love channel. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much. I am Nicole, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Proud of you for showing up and for doing the work. You chose this card, Pal 3, Acceptance. Okay, acceptance. Your addiction. What are you addicted to? Number one, definitely feeling you're addicted to the validation and acceptance from others, okay? I'm also getting food. So there could be a food addiction as well, because we do see this pie here. It could be a food addiction. It could be overeating. It could be overeating, obsessive thoughts, okay? Over analyzing, overthinking. Yeah, just like I'm feeling like a very obsessive nature. You know, your thoughts can be obsessive. Your eating habits could be obsessive. You may have a habit of wanting too much at once, you know, things not being in balance. There's a habit of excess. And, you know, this could be with food or it could be in other areas. But there could be, I'm definitely feeling an addiction to excess and obsessiveness. And it could be just obsessiveness with people, with things, with thoughts. Obsessed with approval. Obsessed with people validating and accepting you. Obsessed with, I'm getting some of you may show off, maybe a bit showy. Obsessed with needing to be seen. Because again, that's a validation. People seeing you, people affirming you, people, you know, letting you know that you matter, or making you feel like you matter, or making you feel like, you know, you are important. You are important without that. You matter without what people say and what people think. That does not validate your existence. It doesn't validate who you are. You matter outside of those things. You know, you are amazing. You're beautiful. If there's an addiction to food, I'm definitely feeling like for some of you, you may, you know, like experience, I feel like for some of you, it's just like there's one addiction to the next, one obsession to the next. Let me say that. It could be food one week. It could be working out the next week. It could be working the next week. It could be, you know, it's just one thing to the next. It's not really, you know, it's not always set on one thing. It's just obsessive behavior. You could be obsessed with people, or obsessed with like being around people, or, you know, the feeling that you feel when you're around others. You know, needing people to fill the void, or, you know, needing that to be around people to fill a void. Okay? Feeling like, you know, if you don't have people around, you're not important, you don't matter, or you can't be alone, you know, that you feel abandoned. It could be an abandonment issue, and you need people around. So like you're addicted to people being around you all the time because you don't like to be alone, or you don't feel like being alone. For some of you, there is an addiction to money here. King of Pentacles. There's definitely an addiction to the material world. Okay, there's definitely an addiction to the material world. Whether that's money, whether that's material things, whether that's feel like for some of you too, it's again people validating you. You know, people accepting you, people validating you, people making you feel good about yourself, people affirming you, you know. But there is an addiction to money and wealth, and feeling like, you know, I kind of feel like this energy of, you know, almost just like this addiction to like money and wealth is it's unhealthy, because it's almost like you're almost willing to do anything for some of you, do anything to have money, to have wealth, you know. And that's where it becomes dangerous, because it's like you shouldn't be feeling like you're going to do anything for money and wealth. That's dangerous. That's like very obsessive. That's that addictive type energy, the obsessive energy that needs healing. Because that's when you feel like you'll sacrifice your soul, you'll sacrifice your integrity, you will sacrifice your divinity. I'm not saying that that's what you do, but this is where that addiction can drive you. It can drive you to that place of willing to sacrifice anything for money or wealth or fame or, you know, whatever it is. So this needs to be balanced, and this needs to be healed. And you're going to have to heal. You're going to have to affirm yourself. And you're also going to have to trust in your own abundance, because I see here you are a hard worker. 7 of Pentacles. And then we have 3 of Pentacles too. So there's a work addiction as well. Many of you may find value from work, or you feel like through your work, this is how you receive your value. It's definitely this addiction to the material world, for sure. With all Pentacle cards, this is an addiction to the material world. Addicted to monetary wealth, addicted to things. You could be addicted to cars, addicted to like you want to just keep having more and more and more, you know, big home. You could be a flashy type person, or you like the attention that you receive from wearing certain things or having certain things, like having a certain car, or, you know, having a big home. Like there's an addiction to getting all of these things, and it's obsessive. Some of you may be thinking about this all the time. You know, this may be something you wake up, you know, you're always thinking about it. You're going to sleep dreaming about it, dreaming about making more money, dreaming about having more. And so you have to ask yourself, what is it? Why? Why do you need this so bad? And is it because you don't feel good enough, your worth, or you don't feel like you've received, like you're not accepted unless you have this car or this jewelry on, or all these nice things and this big house? Do you feel worthy outside of those things? Do you know who you are? Do you know your character outside of those things? You know, who are you really without this home and this car and this jewelry and these clothes and these shoes? Who are you? Really ask yourself that, because this obsessive need for money and things, there's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with building wealth. But being obsessed and addicted to it, that's the problem. We shouldn't be obsessed or addicted to anything or attached to anything. Okay? This needs to be healed and brought into balance, because it's not healthy. And when it becomes obsessive like this is where you start to again sacrifice who you are, your soul, your divinity, your integrity, your dignity for these things, for money, for wealth, for fame, for jewelry, for cars, for clothes. That's when it becomes dangerous. That's when it's like, okay, this is too much. It's codependent. It's unhealthy. Wow. Okay. That's the debt though. Okay, pile 3. Sorry about that. So we have here facade. So some of you are addicted to this Could be an alter ego you've created, or just this mask, or not living totally in your truth, not being who you really are, this facade that you built, again, this mask. You may be addicted to that. You could even have an alter ego, something you've created to hide the pain or hide behind, okay? There's an addiction to this. There's an addiction to not fully being yourself. You may feel like yourself is not good enough, and that is simply not true. You are enough. You are good enough. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are so unique, one of a kind. You are enough. You don't need to create this narrative or story or alter ego to feel like someone. There's no need for that, because you are who you are. So we also have despondence. I feel that there's an addiction to it's like an addiction to denial, being in denial about some things, not fully recognizing the truth, not letting the truth integrate, not honoring the truth, not, being honest, not taking things for really what it is, still just kind of just being in denial about some things, okay? So there's an addiction to denial, because denial helps you to feel safe. It's like that saying, ignorance is bliss. Not fully, the truth can hurt. The truth can be painful. The truth can be very overwhelming. And sometimes being in denial is easier. It's easier to cope. It's easier to deal with. But that can't always remain the same. And there's an addiction to that. There's an addiction to this false sense of what the truth is or what's real. There's like that. It could even be like a lot of escapism here. Using things to escape. You could be, drinking to escape, or having sex to escape, or, daydreaming a lot, or just not really being grounded in reality, okay? There could be an addiction to not really being present, really being grounded in what's happening in your physical reality. And that could be because, again, staying in those other places feels safe. This is about creating safety in your physical reality, your physical world. Finding safety, finding comfort with that, okay? And not living in denial or being in denial or having denial be like your best friend, because it's too difficult to deal with real life, okay? And then we have discovery. I just feel like, again, there's just this not wanting to love and accept who you really are, and being afraid to discover yourself on a deeper level, to discover who you are on a soul level, to discover your depths. There's this avoidance around it because you don't feel that it's good enough, and it's so good enough. It's more than good enough. It's exceptional. Like, you are amazing, and the real true you deserves to come out, deserves to be seen, deserves to be heard, and deserves to be accepted for who you really are, authentically you. Not this person you've created, not the story you created and this alter ego and this mask, but who you really are on a soul level, on a deeper level. It deserves to be loved and accepted, but it has to be, you have to love and accept yourself first. And not feel this addictive, obsessive need to prove yourself. Some of you have this obsessive need to prove, to continue to outdo what you've done. You may have created this and created that, and you have to continue. I got to do better. I got to do this. I got to continue. And there's nothing wrong with progress. But, remember, you're growing. There's no perfection here. And you don't have to be obsessed with continuing to prove yourself. When you love and accept yourself, there's nothing to prove. The only thing you need to prove is prove to the higher power, the universe, whatever you resonate with. You know, you want to do your best to show, to honor, but that's it. Not do it for people in the world here. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove, you know. You're not in a race. You're not in a competition. There's nothing that you need to show anyone. You just need to be you and love and accept who you are in the most authentic and loving, kind way. If you could only see how others see you. Okay. Do I know all my strengths? And am I strengthening? Am I using them? Excuse me. All right. We all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. This is about using your strengths and really honing in on these skills and strengthening them and trusting this process and tapping into, like this card said, you're able to show your own zone of genius. You're able to show what you can really do, what you're really talented, and you know, your God-given talent and abilities. You're really able to show these things and showcase them, but you have to practice and you have to strengthen these skills and abilities. And this is about the more you love and validate and accept yourself and not do this to prove anything or not do this to, you know, silence the haters or, you know, shut the critics up or, you know, you got to keep doing this, you got to keep doing that to prove that you deserve this credit or deserve that credit. Like, no. Stop that. Stop this obsessive need to constantly, you're really competing with yourself because there's no competition for you. You're competing with yourself. Love and accept yourself. Stop being obsessed with needing to prove yourself. There's no one to prove yourself to. No one. You are in a class and a league of its own. There's no competition here. So you don't need to be obsessed with it and obsessed with proving people wrong or proving the haters wrong. We're all going to always have haters. I mean, that's a part of life, but we can't feed it. We can't fuel it. We can't give it energy. You know, we just got to do our best. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion in my daily life? This is what I was just saying. Loving yourself more. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. You have to be compassionate towards yourself. You have to be loving towards yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. And this is how you infuse more self-love into your life. Because right now you need love and acceptance. Love and acceptance of self. And this is how you grow. And this is how you learn. It's time to drop those obsessive compulsive ways. They don't serve you. They don't serve you at all. So if no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I'm proud of you for doing the work. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Keep growing. You got this. Please like the video. Subscribe. Join the Capital LOVE tribe. Comment below. Let me know if this resonated. Share the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next reading.